January 20th, 1998. The WB network drops a new teen drama about a tight-knit group of friends in Capeside, Massachusetts. And TV was never the same again. Dawson's Creek ran for 6 seasons, giving us 128 episodes and launching a cast of young actors who talked in full paragraphs and felt everything at full volume. Here is where the cast is right now, and the incredible paths they've taken since leaving the creek. Number 1. James Van Der Beek as Dawson Leary. Dawson Leary was the ultimate dreamer, earnest, idealistic, and the emotional heartbeat of the entire show. James Van Der Beek carried that weight perfectly for 6 seasons. Afterward, he crushed roles in Varsity Blues, Pose, and Don't Trust the Bee. Personally, he built a beautiful life with his wife, Kimberly, and their 6 kids. Sadly, in 2024, James revealed a stage 3 colorectal cancer diagnosis. Instead of retreating, he used every single day left to raise awareness. He passed away peacefully on February 11th, 2026. And what's truly beautiful is that just weeks before his passing, James called his diagnosis the best thing that ever happened to him, because it finally taught him how to truly live in the moment. Number 2. Katie Holmes as Joey Potter. Joey Potter was the girl next door with fire in her heart, played with raw grace by Katie Holmes. Post-Creek, Katie went big, starring in Batman Begins, The Kennedys, and lighting up Broadway. Her high-profile marriage to Tom Cruise lasted from 2006 to 2012, giving us her daughter, Suri. Today, Katie is reinventing herself as a powerhouse filmmaker. She actually wrote, directed, and starred in Happy Hours, a romantic comedy trilogy opposite her old co-star Joshua Jackson, premiering at Tribeca in June 2026. As for her daughter Suri, she is now 19 and thriving at Carnegie Mellon University, completely stepping out of the shadow of the world's most scrutinized celebrity divorce. Number 3. Joshua Jackson as Pacey Witter. Pacey Witter was the sarcastic, secretly soft-hearted boy every viewer fell hard for. Joshua Jackson made him a TV icon. Since then, he's stayed booked and busy, starring in Fringe, The Affair, and Ryan Murphy's Dr. Odyssey. In early 2026, he locked in a massive new HBO Max drama produced by Greg Berlanti, the exact guy who helped launch Dawson's Creek 28 years ago. His marriage to Jodie Turner-Smith ended in 2025, and they co-parent their daughter, Juno. But talk about absolute heartbreak. His childhood home in Topanga, California, which he owned for over 2 decades, was completely destroyed in the 2025 Palisades fire. Number 4. Michelle Williams as Jen Lindley. Jen Lindley arrived in Capeside carrying way too many secrets for a 16-year-old, and Michelle Williams gave her a soul. What Michelle has built since leaving the show is legendary. 5 Academy Award nominations, 2 Golden Globes, and an Emmy. She shares her daughter, Matilda, with the late Heath Ledger, and married director Thomas Kail in 2020. At the 2026 Actor Awards, she won big for FX's Dying for Sex, and used her speech to pay a beautiful tribute to James Van Der Beek. Behind the scenes, Michelle has always cared for this cast. She was actually the mastermind behind the massive Dawson's Creek class reunion benefit in September 2025, where tickets literally sold out in 12 minutes flat. Number 5. Kerr Smith as Jack McPhee. Jack McPhee was a character that legitimately changed television history. Kerr Smith played the show's openly gay teen at a time when that just didn't happen on primetime network TV. He gave a whole generation of young Americans a mirror they desperately needed. Kerr later lined up hits like Charmed, The Fosters, and Riverdale. Look out for fall 2026 because he's releasing a massive memoir titled I Don't Want to Wait, My Journey on Dawson's Creek Without a Paddle. Get this! The historic on-screen kiss between Jack and his boyfriend was the first passionate kiss between 2 men ever broadcast on US network television. And Kerr said yes to that script in 1998 without a single second of hesitation. Number 6. Meredith Monroe as Andy McPhee. Andy McPhee was the high achiever hiding a fragile heart behind perfect grades. Meredith Monroe brought massive depth to that anxiety and charm. She went on to land memorable roles in Criminal Minds and 13 Reasons Why. But her real-life win? She's been happily married to Stephen Kavovit since 1999. In a town like Hollywood, a quiet, steady love story lasting over 25 years is the ultimate flex. She also stepped on stage at the 2025 reunion to honour James. While the rest of the cast chased massive blockbusters, Meredith's rock-solid marriage remains one of the most quietly inspiring stories from the entire crew. Number 7. Busy Phillips as Audrey Liddell. Audrey Liddell exploded into Season 5 with pure charisma and humour. Busy Phillips made her completely unforgettable. Since then, she's crushed it in Cougar Town, Girls 5 Eva, and the 2024 Mean Girls remake as the iconic cool mom, Mrs. George. She's also a massive advocate, even testifying before Congress on reproductive rights. Currently, she's dating actor Blake Barris while co-parenting her daughters Birdie and Cricket. Check this out. At the 2025 benefit reunion, Busy filled in to play Pacey's old teacher, Tamara. She and Joshua Jackson recreated the famous pilot kiss with a dramatic dip that got a full standing ovation from the crowd. Number 8. John Wesley Shipp as Mitch Leary. Mitch Leary was the rock-solid, loving father Dawson leaned on, until the show took him away in one of the most shocking TV deaths ever. John Wesley Shipp brought massive warmth to the screen, but comic book fans know him for something else entirely. He was the original Barry Allen in CBS's 1990 The Flash. What's insane is that John Wesley Shipp holds the record of being the only actor in history to play the Flash in both the original 1990 series and the modern CW Arrowverse version, spanning 3 full decades of superhero history. Number 9. Mary Margaret Humes as Gail Leary. Gail Leary was the mom who made major mistakes but owned up to every single one of them. Mary Margaret Humes gave us an incredibly human, underrated performance across all 6 seasons. She's continued working steadily in TV and movies, and she stood right alongside her castmates at the emotional September 2025 reunion in New York to honour her on-screen son, James. Here's a wild fact. Before she ever walked onto the Capeside set, Mary Margaret had a massive career as a high-fashion professional model, a past life that almost no casual Dawson's Creek fan knows about. Number 10. Mary Beth Peel as Evelyn Grams. Ryan Grams was the moral compass of the show. Devout, sharp, but far more open-minded than she seemed at first. Mary Beth Peel brought absolute class to every frame. Post-show, she starred in The Good Wife and bagged a Tony nomination for Anastasia on Broadway. Seeing Grams walk out on stage at the 2025 reunion to honour James reportedly left the entire room crying. And here's a secret. Long before Hollywood ever called her name, Mary Beth was an elite, classically trained opera singer performing professionally since 1962. Grams had serious vocals we never got to hear. Number 11. Nina Repeater as Bessie Potter. Bessie Potter was the fiercely protective older sister Joey clung to. Nina Repeater played her with effortless, grounded warmth. After the Creek, Nina dove deep into music, playing jazz and blues in therapeutic settings. But the coolest twist in her story is her son, Banks Repeater. Believe it or not, he's a massive rising star who led the horror hit The Black Phone and the Oscar-adjacent Armageddon Time. The big sister from Capeside literally raised a Hollywood prodigy who earned a Critics' Choice Award nomination at just 12 years old. Number 12. Sasha Alexander as Gretchen Witter. Gretchen Witter was effortlessly cool, the college dropout who came home and stole the season. Sasha Alexander made her magnetic. After Dawson's, she became Agent Caitlin Todd on NCIS, a character fans still mourn today, before starring for 7 seasons on Rizzoli and Isles. She's married to Italian director Edoardo Ponti and has 2 kids. And get ready for this. Sasha's real-life mother-in-law is literally Sophia Loren. Yes, that Sophia Loren. One of the greatest and most iconic movie star legends in cinema history. Number 13. Jensen Ackles as CJ Braxton. CJ Braxton was Jen's calm, steady final love interest in Season 6. It was actually Jensen Ackles' very first primetime network gig. What happened next? Oh, just 15 seasons as Dean Winchester on Supernatural, becoming one of the biggest TV icons of the 21st century. He also crushed it as Soldier Boy in The Boys and is set to lead the 2026 spin-off, Vought Rising. He's been happily married to Danielle Harris since 2010. Before Dawson's Creek, Jensen was grinding on daytime soap operas like Days of Our Lives. Playing CJ was the exact turning point that launched his massive career. Number 14. Mädchen Amick as Nicole Kennedy. Nicole Kennedy brought a sharp, confident edge to Season 6 that only Mädchen Amick could deliver. She was already an icon from playing Shelley in Twin Peaks, and she carried that energy with her. Later, she became loved by a whole new generation as Alice Cooper on Riverdale for 7 seasons. Off-screen, Mädchen has channeled her deepest personal grief into real, heavy-hitting advocacy work for suicide prevention after tragically losing her son, Jesse, to suicide in 2021, quietly becoming one of Hollywood's most courageous voices. Number 15. Bianca Lawson as Nikki Green. Nikki Green was Joey's confident artistic rival, and Bianca Lawson made every scene she was in magnetic. After the show, she literally popped up everywhere: Buffy, Pretty Little Liars, The Vampire Diaries, and Queen Sugar. What's wild is she is 47 years old right now, but she's been defying the laws of aging on screen for 3 decades. Bianca Lawson has been playing teenagers on television since 1993. She is widely considered the ultimate ageless wonder of Hollywood, and fans on TikTok genuinely think she's a real-life vampire. Number 16. Monica Keena as Abby Morgan. Abby Morgan was the show's delicious troublemaker, sharp-tongued, provocative, and way more fun than any villain had a right to be. Monica Keena brought an electric edge to the role. Afterward, she starred in Freddy vs. Jason and Entourage before stepping back for a more private, low-profile life. What's crazy is that Abby had one of the most shocking, out-of-nowhere character deaths in teen TV history. And nearly 30 years later, fans are still arguing about it in YouTube comment sections. Number 17. Michael Pitt as Henry Parker. Henry Parker was pure, nervous, and hopelessly in love with Jen. Michael Pitt gave him a clumsy, sweet sincerity. His post-Creek career went down a highly artistic, gritty path, most notably his critically acclaimed run as Jimmy Darmody in HBO's Boardwalk Empire, which earned him some of the best reviews of that golden era of television. Mainstream critics consider Michael's performance in Boardwalk Empire to be one of the most underrated masterclasses of the prestige TV era. And it all started right here as a lovesick teen in Capeside. Number 18. Oliver Hudson as Eddie Dowling. Eddie Dowling was Joey's final season love interest, passionate, reckless, and flawed. Oliver Hudson brought massive charm to the part. He went on to star in Rules of Engagement and Nashville and has been married to Erin Bartlett since 2006. He's also Hollywood royalty, being the son of Goldie Hawn and brother of Kate Hudson. Oliver once admitted that his hardest challenge was building his own identity. When your mom is an Oscar winner and your sister is Kate Hudson, standing out is no easy task. Dawson's Creek wasn't perfect. No show is. But it gave us characters who felt real, who hurt and dreamed the way we did, making us feel a little less alone while growing up. James Van Der Beek might be gone, but the grace and courage of his final chapter is a legacy that outlasts any creek or any summer. The rest of the Capeside crew are out here, living full, complicated lives. And honestly, that feels exactly right. Which story from today surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments below. We read every single one. And if this video brought back a core memory, hit that subscribe button. We've got so many more stories to tell. Welcome to Gboard Clipboard. Any text you copy will be saved here.